Hey, what's up guys? Jake with Legacy 4x4 here again, and today we're going to start the interior overhaul, or well, really the entire interior build of my 1950 Willys Prerunner project. So I just bought a whole bunch of parts. This video is probably going to be a few part series if I had to guess, at least 2, maybe 3 videos total. There's a lot to do because there's literally none of the interior of this truck is done yet. So we got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of content here. The plan is to knock out all the interior stuff, get kind of like the cab and the tube doors and all that like center portion done, and then I'm gonna move forward to the front of this truck and start knocking out front suspension and all of the make it run components. Today we're going to mainly be doing laying out of the floor, clocking the transfer case, and starting to get some of the main big strokes of this design all finished up. So the first thing we got to do is clock the transfer case. I've got to do this in order to clear my transfer case transmission mount. Unfortunately, by doing this, I am going to drop the transfer case below the frame rails by a couple of inches. It's just the way it has to be. The body of this Willys is directly mounted to the frame rails of this truck, and so I don't have any room to like pick it up and get it above the rails. This is just how the design works. Eventually, I'm going to have to make a skid plate to cover the transfer case, but that will come a lot later. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to clock the transfer case first, and then we're going to talk about how we're laying out the floor and firewall of this Willys pickup truck. To clock the transfer case, I will be using a Northwest Fabworks MP205 clocking ring. This is what that ring looks like. It's a pretty simple ring, pretty good quality. These guys are up in Canada. This was, I think, plasma cut out, and then they went through and tapped and drilled and countersunk all these holes. This way you have a lot of options when it comes to clocking your transfer case. So anyways, we got this. It should be a pretty simple install, I think. First, we got to drain the fluid out of the transfer case, clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to knock this out. Alright, so you guys can see here, I got the transfer case out of the truck. It actually pulled out super easily. I had no tight bolts, nothing. I had no issues whatsoever getting it out. And it's way lighter than the MP205 that my Commando runs. So this was actually super easy to do as a one-man job to pull it out of there. Obviously it's a lot easier too because there's nothing in my way, which is another reason why I wanted to do this right now, before I have all the rest of the interior parts in place. So now you can see I got to clean off this old gasket material here, and I'm gonna go through and actually just do a little quick wire wheel over the whole thing to get some of this old rust and must off that's on here. Shouldn't take too long. Let's go and knock it out, clean it up, and then we'll start installing the ring. Alright, so that's it. You guys can see that this is what this looks like. Nice and simple. It's now clocked enough that it clears our transmission mount. And you can see that I cleaned it up a little bit. I still need to clean up like the transmission and the motor, and that'll all come with time. Alright, so with that finished now, moving on next, we've got to actually cut out and then start laying out a lot of this interior. So I got a lot of stuff like the old dashboard here, and then some extra pieces that were on the back of the cab here providing some stability, and then some of this door sill. All of this is going to get cut out and cleaned up, and then it's going to give us a nice perfect work area to start laying out our floor and our firewall. To lay out our floor and our firewall, we're going to be using some 2x2 angle, just like what I've used on the side of the truck here like this. And I'm going to kind of skin a basic floor section in the middle here, and then do a tunnel around the bell housing of the motor. That's going to give us a framework to then start laying some steel down to give it a floor and a firewall. We are going to make a removable trans tunnel, at least the section back here that goes directly over the transmission, the drive shaft, and the transfer case. That is going to be removable so that we can easily service it if necessary. The very front of this will have some fixed parts and some removable parts to make servicing any part of this truck a lot simpler. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to cut out, like I said, this old dash, kind of get rid of some of this dead metal that we got in here, and we're going to start laying out for the floor and the firewall. Alright, so obviously the initial intention here was not to tear apart everything, removing all of the A and B pillars, the roof, all that stuff. And I'm going to put all that stuff back. It was just very, very cancerous, filled with rust. It was pretty bad. So like, I'll show you the roof in a little bit when I start working on that. It was not going to be savable. Not in a way that was structurally sound. And I didn't want to just cover the problems by putting new metal over old metal. So instead I'm going to actually completely remake this. What I'm going to do is, just like the way I mounted the body to the floor using that 2x2 angle iron kind of trapezoid, I'm going to do the same thing at the top, and I'm going to do a 2x2 angle iron piece around the top of the Willys cab, and then on top of that 2x2 angle iron, I'm going to then mount the roof, which is going to have the same kind of frame around the side of it. This is going to give me a lot of structure and a lot more stability for these flimsy body panels, since I did get rid of a lot of the factory support that originally came on them. This is going to really increase my workload. I've probably added a few days now to the first video of this project, but that's okay. I want this done right, and at least to be structurally sound. I'm not trying to do all the body work. I'm not going to fill all these little holes and stuff like that, but I do want the whole vehicle to be structurally sound. So it is what it is. We're going to keep moving. I've got to clean up everything because it is a mess in here. So I'm going to clean up, and then I think we're going to start by making the A, B pillars, and then the top 2x2 angle piece that's going to go on the top of this Willys. Let's go and get to that. Alright, so I kind of forgot to record a little bit last night, but you didn't really miss much. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually skinning the bottom of the roof using some 1x1 angle. And so you can kind of see what I did here. I used the pie cut method, and I just cut a little notch out, and then I would bend the 1x1 around the roof of this Willys as I went. Now what I'm working on is making another exact copy of exactly what I already made here that matches perfectly the bends on that first piece. The point of this is, on the top of the Willys here, I'm gonna put this new piece of this other 1x1 trim frame on it. What this is gonna do is it's gonna pull the body of the Willys into the right dimensions to fit what I've got for the roof here. Once both of those two trim frame pieces are done, I will put them on top of each other, line them up, and then weld them in. And that's gonna be what provides the structure to both the roof and to the Willys body itself. So originally the Willys had like a bent lip that kind of went around the whole thing, and I'm basically doing that same exact design, but instead of just using a piece of stamped steel, I'm using 1x1 to create my frame. Pretty simple and straightforward, but definitely time consuming. But anyways, I'm gonna keep working on this. We're gonna keep crushing it, and we're gonna start to lay out the frame of this Willys. Once I get the frame of the roof line finished, I'll then do some vertical supports to provide the structure back into this Willys where it belongs. Alright, so I've gotten a ton of work done, and I bet you guys are probably wondering what it was I was just doing there. So what I did was I framed the kind of like the cockpit, so to speak, of this build using 2x2 angle iron, the same way I framed the lower part of it, and then very similar in appearance to how I framed the top of the roof here. I understand that there's a ton of like body work and filler work that needs to be done. Right now, for the purposes of this video, because I only have this weekend to work on this, we're trying to do large stroke stuff. So like all this like little bit of like body filler that's got to get done here, you know, like all this tack welds, that's all going to come with time. You'll see that kind of progress through the next video or two of this part of this build. On the ground of this truck, like I said, what I've done is I framed it with 2x2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm using that 2x2 now as a place to rest all of my sheet metal that's going to encompass the floor pans and the firewall of the truck. On the floor pan for this, to provide some extra support, very similar to what I did in the back for the battery compartment, I used some 3" by 1/8" flat bar stock, and I've made 3 additional runners that go across the bottom of the floor here. What that gives me is now some extra support on the underside of the sheet metal so that you're not just sitting purely on the sheet metal. And instead of using something like angle or square stock, because I'd already framed this in angle, and because I've welded all of the seams both on the center frame rail of the truck and on the 2x2 angle pieces on the sides, these pieces are very, very rigid now, and they're going to provide plenty of support for the floor pans. So now we're going to actually get to a little bit of sheet metal work. So I'm going to start with the firewall. The firewall is going to go, as you can see up here, there's some more angle iron up at the front of the truck, just like what I did to make my window in the back of the truck. I'm going to use my plasma cutter in handheld mode because what I need to cut is too large for my machine. And so we're going to cut out the firewall, and we're going to shove it in there and rest it up, kind of pinched between the 2x2 angle and also between the actual body of this truck. After that, we'll have to do a full weld seam along this and then smooth that out, so that's going to be a lot of work later on for sure. Once we get the firewall installed though, then we're going to lay down the 2 floor pans, and then we're going to get this finishing up, mocking up the trans tunnel and the rest of the inside of this truck. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go turn on the air compressor, bring out the sawhorses, and we're going to pull aside a couple big pieces of sheet metal, and we're going to start cutting out the firewall and the floor pans. Alright, just like that, the weekend is over, and this is all I have time for on this first installment of the interior video. I did say this is going to take a lot of time. I'm covering up so much stuff, like doing the entire interior of a vehicle, especially a ground up one like this, takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. So you're probably going to have 2 or 3 more of these interior videos coming out. I already ordered all my parts, like the seats, the pedals, the steering wheel, column, like all that stuff's coming in. So there's a lot of content that's going to be coming out as I finish the interior of this truck. But let me go and show you guys what we got done this weekend. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. As all things like on this Willys, it's not perfect, but I'm very happy with how it's turning out. And considering that this is a from the ground up, completely scratch build, I'm very happy with how it's working out, especially as I try to tie in a lot of this old, kind of broken, kind of rusted up metal that was on the Willys originally. Anyways, let me show you guys what we got, and then we'll talk about what comes next. So you can see we covered a lot there. We got a lot of things done. We did the entire framework using 2x2 1/8" angle iron, and we kind of skinned where we were going to end up putting down all of our sheet metal. We reinforced that with that 3" by 1/8" flat bar to give it a lot of structure into this build. We got the firewall done, and we got both of the passenger floor pans done. The inner trans tunnel is going to get done later on. That'll be in a later video. We made a ton of progress though, and this is looking pretty sweet. It's a great place to start the build off of to really finish off this interior to make it one of a kind. I'm pretty happy with how this all turned out. There's some little bits of gaps and there's some filler that needs to be done, but that's all going to come later on before I'm fully finished with the interior of this truck. Moving forward, what I've got to do obviously, as you can see up here, this is not how the firewall is going to sit forever. The firewall will be cleaned down and it's going to be ground down once I do the full weld seam around it to give it a lot of structure and then keep the original Willys body line. So that will be coming in a later video. Moving into the inside, we do got to do the trans tunnel, make the dashboard, mount the pedals, mount the seats, mount the steering wheel, mount the steering column. We got a lot of stuff that's left to do, so make sure you stick around and pay attention to this build. It's coming along really nicely. I'm super happy with how it's starting to look. I know it's not perfect by any means, but I'm very happy with it. This is a toy. It's probably never going to get registered and used on the road at all. So for the purposes of this build, this thing is perfect for what I want it to be. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're liking the Willys build as much as I am. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and take care.